I'm Spencer Hughes, and this podcast is called Hughes from the Heart. I invite you to it. A little free sample here for you to taste. But unlike the free samples at Costco, I hope you won't just taste it and then run away around the corner when the person says, "Would you like to buy a bag?" I hope one day you will buy a bag, and one day you'll subscribe to the podcast. It's real easy. You go to patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. Patreon, patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. I want to share with you a really incredible story of some incredible people. And my podcast often revolves around the subject and theme of good people doing good things in a good world. One of my favorite things to focus on, because the mainstream media wants to focus on death, disease, and destruction for whatever reason. They think all you want is death, disease, and destruction, but not always in that order. They'll change the order around on you just to try to keep things interesting. But notice the news you consume every day, and remember this: death, disease, destruction. You'll be inundated with a variety of those three things: death, disease, and destruction. Things that will scare you, things that will give you anxiety. It's no wonder that the majority of people have some sort of mental disease, disorder, anxiety, whatever you want to call it. It's no wonder. I think the mainstream media is to blame by scaring us to death with all this stuff. If it isn't the sky is falling and climate change is going to kill everybody, it's just stories of destruction, of murder and mayhem, and it's disgusting, frankly. So my podcast focuses on positive things: the law of attraction, what goes around comes around, karma, mindfulness, meditation, minimalism, health and wellness, the power of the subconscious mind, and so much more. And this podcast takes us to Galveston, Texas, and it reminds me of the old Glenn Campbell song, Galveston, which I love very much. I love Glenn Campbell very much. And I was lucky enough to see him on his final stop on his final tour. Adriana Edwards travels 14 miles nearly every day to get to work. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot for a lot of us who travel a lot more to get to work. I travel, 45 minutes each way to get to one of my jobs, 20 minutes each way to go to the other. And when you add that up, it's several hours a day and many, many hours a month. So you may be thinking 14 miles, that's not very far, except she does it by foot. You see, Adriana Edwards needs to get to work. She's a waitress at a Denny's restaurant in Galveston, Texas. "I have to pay the bills," Edwards said. "I've got to eat. So you've got to do what you've got to do." 14 miles to get to work. It's true, huh? We have to do what we have to do. But those long walks will end soon, reports WTOC at WTOC.com. Because a couple who sat in her section at Denny's during breakfast recently, and they wish to remain anonymous, by the way, they learned of Adriana Edwards' story and that the waitress was saving money to buy a car so she wouldn't have to walk so many miles every day. Well, hours later, they returned with a surprise: a 2011 Nissan Sentra. They purchased it at Classic Galveston Auto Group. The woman who purchased the car said she teared up, meaning Adriana Edwards. She teared up, which made me happy that she was so moved by it. Now with the car, Edwards can drive back and forth to work in about 30 minutes. You know how long it used to take her? More than 4 hours to get to her job at Denny's. That's dedication. That's doing what you got to do, isn't it? That's being a trooper. "I still feel like I'm dreaming. Every 2 hours I come look out my window and see if there's still a car there," she said. The only thing the couple asked in return was that Adriana Edwards someday pay the kind gesture forward. And Adriana says she intends to do just that. She said, I just hope that one day when I'm financially stable enough, I can help somebody else in need. What a beautiful story this is of good people doing good things in a good world. What a wonderful story. Can you imagine this? You never know who's witnessing your story. You never know who's witnessing your acts of kindness. You never know what people may be witnessing your struggles and maybe identifying with your struggles or maybe wanting to help out with those struggles to alleviate them. And all she has to do now is to pay it forward. Isn't that a wonderful thing, paying it forward? Maybe helping someone out at the grocery checkout line when they're a little bit short. I've been short, have you? I've gotten up there and you pretend like, oh gosh, I ran the wrong credit card. Of course, that's the one that doesn't have any money on it. And really it means you have no money in the bank. And you're embarrassed and you feel self-conscious. And you just wish that someone would do a kind gesture and maybe just help you out in that time of need. When your car's broken down on the side of the road and nobody stops to help. When you're juggling the packages coming out of the post office and nobody holds the door open for you. And nobody helps you out when you're at your lowest point. We all find ourselves at a point like that where we wish there were guardian angels out there to come to our rescue. And the best way to ensure that is to try to be as often as we can a guardian angel for somebody else and to come to them in their time of need. I really do believe it goes around, comes around, and the good energy that we put out there will come back to us many times over. So I hope you enjoyed that story of good people doing good things in a good world. Brought to you by this podcast, Hughes from the Heart. And you're welcome to join it, and I hope you will. If you're sick to death of all the stuff that's being peddled to you on a day-to-day basis, all the death, disease, and destruction, and the politics of division, and the politics of polarization, if you are sick to death of all this bickering and BS, then come join me. Come join me at $1 a month. I priced it so it wouldn't cripple you. I promise it's not going to cut into your rent. It won't cut into your mortgage. It won't cut into your student loans. It won't cut into your family time. It won't cut into your family vacation. It won't cut into your liquor money or your cigarette money or any other money, your coffee money. It won't. It's $1 a month, 3 cents a day, and we keep each other positive. We keep each other motivated and inspired. Daily content uploaded for you. 3 cents a day. Ask yourself, what would you do with 3 cents a day? Would you miss 3 cents a day? And even if you saved it, it's $1 a month, $12 a year. It's not going to make you rich. $12 at the end of the year, you might be able to get into a movie. Maybe, if it's a matinee. So come on over and join me at patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. If you like this free podcast, come give us some love over at the full podcast. patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. I'll see you over at Hughes from the Heart, the Spencer Hughes Positivity Podcast.